Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match, not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com. All right, people, it must be Labor Day. It's about that time. It's Monday Night Raw, real estate style. What's going on, everybody? Hope you're having yourself a great 3-day holiday. I did a lot of work this holiday. I don't know why. You think everybody else is off, but I get to work. Hope you got some good work done and got some good deals done. Go ahead, put your name in the comments and where you're coming in from so we can give you a quick shout out before we get started with the show. We got a great one for you tonight, as well as some coming up in the next couple of weeks. As far as that is concerned, next Monday night, we're going to be on with Mr. Alvin Tucker, talking about that Facebook marketing. That's September the 14th, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you're tuned in for that, because I know you like to spend that money with Facebook, but don't really know what you're doing. He's going to give you some pointers and kind of help you out, get your marketing together. That's next Monday, September the 14th. Later on in the month, we'll be on with Miss Ayla Melendez. That's right, the basics of dispositions, how to sell your deal for the most amount of money possible and be successful in selling your deal. Because everybody talks about how to get the deal, but what do you do once you get one? How do you make that money? That's what we're talking about on September 28th. Make sure you're tuned in for that as well. That'll be a great show. Let's see. Also, in the month of October, we got Mr. Christopher Senegal. That's right, investor over on IG. I know you might have posted about him going around the internet about how he bought up basically an entire neighborhood. That's right, not a little block, not a little street. Basically built the whole neighborhood. You're talking about buy back the block. We're going to talk to him about what to do about gentrification. Hard word to say there. We're going to be on with him on Monday, October 12th. So make sure you're tuned in for that. That's going to be a great show as well. That's the 12th of October. If you ever want to be notified of any of these upcoming live streams, all you have to do is text JV to 31996. That'll get you the JV agreement to do joint ventures with other wholesalers, real estate agents, and other real estate investors. Plus, you'll be on a notification squad for the live streams as well. Just text JV to 31996. So let's see who we got up in here real quick. I see Charlotte, North Carolina. What's up, Janice? How you doing? I see Daniel's in here. He's always early. That's right. 757 in the house. Good to see you. What's up, Lucy Close Deals? That's right. How you doing, Lucy? Durham, North Carolina. All right. East Coast representing. I see you. Let's see. Jonathan Branch. I see you. How are you? John Lewis, STL. That's right. Oh, I'm your favorite. Oh, I'm uplifted. I done uplifted. I done got uplifted. That's what I'm talking about. STL in the house. I see you, Lucy. So that's what I'm talking about. So give this video a thumbs up. Give it a like. Give it a share, because this week we're on with Mr. Kris Haskins, talking about how to get that government money with Section 8. It's a great show for you. We are also streaming on the podcast, Apple, iTunes. We're on Google Podcasts, SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, all your favorite places. Make sure to give us a 5-star rating on that as well. But it's about that time, y'all. We about to get it popping.
And we have Mr. I Stay Woke, and Mr. I Stay
Woke. What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another real estate video. We are multi-streaming right now on Twitch, the gamer site, multi-streaming right now on Periscope at Chris Monroe Show, streaming live on YouTube, streaming live in the Woke Real Estate Investing Group on Facebook, and on Facebook on my private page as well. If you could tag somebody, share this out, because we got a powerful brother coming in. He's in the green room right now, swinging and bucking and swinging, about to come out and drop some heat on you. My brother from out east, Mr. Kris Haskins. What up, bro?
Hey, Monroe. You sick, man.
So you look surprised, like, wow. And how you gonna match my shirt too? We wore blue today. How we do that?
Well, you too much, man. I feel like I'm on a real. You got a real show here, my friend.
Oh, well, that's right. We got to give a good presentation to the people to make sure they know that we are serious and we're intentional about being successful. A lot of people don't know that success is just one arm's reach away.
You're right. You're right. It's by design, isn't it?
Most
By
definitely.
design.
So for people who may not know, that may have been living under a rock, who is Kris Haskins and what do you do?
Yeah, man. First of all, thanks for having me, Chris. I'm excited about everything you do, my friend.
Oh,
Yeah, it's cool. So yeah, who am I? Born in obscurity, Lynchburg, Virginia, by way of Hampton University. My woke peeps in the house. Yes. So was in the music business for several years. Got tired of living a destructive lifestyle, drinking, drugging, sexing, partying, all that destructive crap. I found out that I needed to put my efforts and my strengths and my thinking into things that rose in value as opposed to going down in value. That's why I learned about real estate in 2002, 3, and then I went full-time real estate in 2004. And here we are today, still doing it, my friend, teaching others how to get, try to create some financial stability in their lives, Brother Monroe.
I appreciate it. Great. So I know a lot of people enter this game on that, that wholesaling tip. They like to get in and get out and just get a check. But the real money is in what? Keeping the property. Wouldn't you agree?
That's right, Chris. I think you learned that quickly. I think you were one of the masters at that.
Yeah, I said, this looks like work, this wholesaler stuff. Don't get me wrong. I like the checks. But it's like, man, we got to get some of that passive income, right?
I liked when you said that. You learned it very quickly. I hope that your viewers can take your footsteps and your travels and kind of mimic what you did. You were wholesaling, check. And then you finally realized, hey, this ain't growing too fast, right? Over time. You know, it's weird. We all hear the old guys say that when we get in, don't we?
Mm-hmm.
The old guys talk about longevity. We're like, man, I'm getting this money. I'm trying to get these checks. Next thing you know, 10 years later, you know, it's sad too. Some guys like Chris, you noticed it because you're an entrepreneur. Some guys do this thing for 10 years and never notice it, Chris. So I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, 10 years of flipping contracts and never building any real wealth.
Good God. Could you imagine?
That's a long time. Yeah, and I've met people like that, be like, oh, I've been in the game a long time. Or some people even get stuck at one thing, just fixing and flipping. I only flip property. I'm like, you working so hard for the same money that it don't, I don't want to say, but you working hard.
Well, you know what, Chris, here's the thing. You and I want to get the word out as we approach the holidays, as we have a financial meltdown. No doubt it's coming. So I want your viewers to have some type of stability in their real estate games, kind of like we have set up over the years.
Most definitely. So when it comes to this passive income game, I know there's a lot of ways people do it. And I guess one of the most popular ways that was at one time was Section 8 rentals, or what was used to be called Section 8. Yeah. I guess they changed the name to what? Government Choice Voucher or something like that?
Housing Choice Voucher Program.
There you go. See, you're an expert at it. That's why I bring on heavy hitters. You know all about this stuff. So tell us a little bit about, how that works and basically the overview, how that kind of helps you make passive income on a regular basis.
Yeah, well, what happened, I believe, I don't have the year, I believe it's 1974. Government creates programs to try to assist with low-income housing, but over the years in the 80s, 90s, it kind of got a bad name, right? They were helping people the government would help people with low income get clean and good condition housing if they couldn't afford to live there. And then a lot of projects were built, and that good and clean condition housing turned into slums, as we all know, around the country. And the projects were really overrun in the 80s, 90s, and then here we are, 2000s, where they're moving out a lot of people from the projects into private landlords like you and me. And I'm here to tell you, I've gotten security deposits from the government. I've got first month rent up front. As a matter of fact, one of the trainers in my course, Rodan Jackson, they are giving bonuses, $2,000 to $3,000 bonuses for some landlords just to rent to the tenants that are out there. Chris, it's amazing.
Really? So they're basically, the government is giving you an incentive to rent to these people that need this low income housing.
Incentive, security deposit, and you're going to get the first month's rent. We're talking about $5,000 to $6,000 in some cities, Chris.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's basically a lot of upside. So I guess I know it's a negative stigma when it comes to it that people say, oh, they're gonna tear up your house or they're not gonna care about it. Have you seen something like that in your in your experience in dealing in this?
Yes, well, I've had some challenging tenants, but I have had to I started renting houses in 2005, 6, right? Lost my shirt from 2005, 6, 7, right? Going back to court every month, feeling like I'm going to Las Vegas, pulling the slot machine, wondering who's going to pay rent for the month, Chris. It was just a horrible existence. Every 30th of the month, I'm like, oh Lord, what's going to happen next week? Am I going to have to pay my mortgages? Who's going to call me? Who won't call me and just force me to evict them over time? And now we know what's happening with the evictions, right? We don't even know if that's going to be possible to do. So yeah, we got a bad. I've had to evict since 2007. I've had to evict one tenant.
Oh, that ain't bad.
Can you imagine one? That's a pretty damn good odds for what's that? 15 years, 14 years.
That's water off a duck's back.
Yeah, for one. Yeah, I don't know. I can't even count how many rentals we've done over the years, but one, because the thing about it is, you got two options, right? Have a bad tenant and they don't pay, right? And with the government, you got a bad tenant, but you're still getting paid. So it's like,
at least you get paid.
At least I'm like, damn, at least I'm getting paid. Do I really want to get rid of? I had to let her go though. Yeah. So.
Wow. And it is a crazy thing about, especially in these times with the COVID-19, there's a lot of people that are up in houses. We have houses under contract right now that we're trying to buy where there's tenant issues. They're not paying. They haven't paid since February, March, April. And here we are in what? September. What are we going to do with these people?
You going to take those headaches over with your new acquisitions, or what are you thinking?
Well, I heard this strategy called cash for keys. I'm gonna pay them to leave. I'm just gonna throw money at it. That's the thing I know. Everybody else say, how do I save money? I'm trying to find out how do I spend and invest this money and get what I want out of the deal.
Yeah, so paper money comes and goes, man. You got to get it out there working on the streets, and getting a bad tenant out is worth every dollar.
Most definitely, because we can't really evict them right now, from what I understand. So, I don't really want to do that anyway. I'd rather put them on a good footing. I don't want to displace somebody, because it is a hard time, and it's just doing the right thing.
You're right, Chris. You're doing that. Thank you for that.
So when a person decides that they want to get into this, so-called Section 8 type business, what do they need to do? What are some of the basic things and fundamentals they need to have under their belt, or what should they have before they even think about getting into this?
Yeah, before we think about, there's one of three people that even consider a Section 8 housing. Somebody that's looking to get ready to buy a house, and then they're nervous because they know the economy is melting down, and they want to make sure that the tenant that they get in will be able to pay. Second person, you already own a property, and you may or may not have a challenged tenant, but you want to have Santa Claus too. You want to make sure that when December 25th comes around, that your tenant won't be like my old tenants and pay Santa Claus before they pay their rent. The third person that you're looking for that would be interested in Section 8 housing is someone that doesn't necessarily own a house, but they want to work with other landlords to help them place tenants. I can't tell you how many tenants over the years we've helped people place by screening them. So we get paid just for helping select a tenant. So those are the three people that can benefit from this program.
Most definitely. So that's powerful. And you people watching on IG at Chris Monroe STL, you might want to hop over to the YouTube channel, because this is ending over here. We're going to continue the party over there. All right. So we ended IG. Just want to give them a sample. So you did mention something there about people wanting to pay their rent, or not want to pay their rent. They want to go and spend money with Santa Claus. We're coming up close on that right now. What we going to do?
This is one of the reasons my spirit, Chris, your gut has to guide you. That's one of the reasons my gut brought me to the Landlord's Guide for Section 8 housing. I'm sick of my tenants choosing Santa Claus, and I don't want them to be like me, Chris. I want them to have a good holiday. See, what happens over the years for me, I found out sometimes I would just have to waive December's rent for people. Just have to waive.
Really?
Because it comes down
to that?
Go ahead.
It comes down to just going ahead and waiving the whole rent? That's crazy.
Well, here's the thing, man. When you get to a certain level, and we're both blessed, Chris. A few dollars isn't going to make or break our careers. But when you're dealing with people that are living check to check, generally speaking, I'm not saying everybody is, but if they have Thanksgiving, and then what are you going to do? Hassle them for the entire month, take them to court in January for rent that's due in December. Come January, they won't be able to catch up New Year's. It's just a terrible existence.
Right. So when the government partners basically with investors like this, is it very state to state, or is it just a nationwide thing and it's pretty standard?
Oh, this is nationwide, bro. So the good thing about it is they have certain websites and certain criteria if that they will pay up to for different bedrooms, different numbers of bedrooms in your property. So I don't care if you're in Florida, Kentucky, California. Matter of fact, one of my trainers is in Cali, New York, Jersey, Texas, wherever. This stuff is coast to coast. And the main thing with this is it offers you some stability. And you won't get the max amount of rent. Generally speaking, you may, but you'll get a good market rate and you'll be able to create wealth over time. See, for me, I was able to not only pay down my mortgages, this program allowed me to pay off my houses, but it didn't happen overnight, Chris.
Mhm.
The assets, the way to create wealth is managing assets over time. Managing assets over time.
Most definitely. So managing those assets, how do you go about managing it? Do you have to have a property manager to manage these rentals for you? Do you do it yourself? What would you suggest somebody coming into the game do?
Yeah, so generally speaking, the people that follow my content, and I'm presuming for yours, they're going to be smaller landlords. So I recommend managing it yourself, but you can, if you have out of state rentals, you can do it. You can hire a property manager. I just haven't found any good ones. I'm sure that they are out there.
Property management, finding those is a whole headache in itself, huh?
I don't even want to get into that. You know that.
I know that's right. So yeah, so do it yourself or find yourself a good property manager, basically, right?
Good luck. Good luck. But the number one thing, screening these people to the T. Screening is the key. You got to be able to screen these people.
So when you screen these people, are you going to their house they're living in now to see how they live in, or what are you doing to kind of figure out, do I want this joker or not?
Yeah. But there's several things that we look for, Chris. I'm glad you mentioned that. We do conduct a home visit. We conduct a home visit to where you live. I got to tell you, one time I went to visit a prospective tenant. As I was talking to her right there, the landlord went around the back of her. I'm the landlord, so he goes around the back of her. He's behind her like.
Waving them off like that? Really?
He's like, don't rent. Do not rent. So I guess he was getting rid of her. She was getting to come to my place. I finally found out she had roaches. She was a nasty tenant. So I made it tell you, he just happened to be there fixing something. So that home visit is important. For your viewers. You got to have the home visit. Another thing we look for long term. I want someone that has not. Here's the thing. If you're willing to move every year, I don't want to mess with you. I'm like, moving is hell. Because I'm like the mental capacity for a person that can move every year.
Right. So basically, if you haven't been in the place you're in now for at least 3 years, you're already scratched off the list.
You got
a 3-year minimum. I know that's right. Or something. I don't know if there is.
3 year, yeah. 3 year, like if we go to the club, 2 drink minimum. Yeah, 3 year minimum.
Exactly. So I've actually ran into some deals where people have actually did the opposite of what that landlord did. They've actually said, oh yeah, they're good to go. Rent to them. They're great. Basically trying to unload this bad tenant onto the next person. I've seen that. Have you seen stuff like that?
I'm sure I don't know. Most people, they're either an imposter trying to play me or they're telling me the truth. I haven't had them try to play me with that one, though. That I know of. Who knows?
They'll give them a good recommendation. Oh yeah, give us a call. Yeah, they were great tenants. They were on time. They were clean. Everything perfect. They're trying to get rid of them on you.
Well, the thing is, you can't fool that home visit though.
The home visit will show.
Oh yeah, because I don't care if you don't have your place completely immaculate. As long as it can be cleaned up by the time I get there, I'm good. As long as it can be cleaned up. So they can clean it. If it smells like the 409 or the Lysol, I'm cool. As long as it can be cleaned up, I'm good.
Right. I know that's right. So how do you do in regards to pets? Everybody got at least 2 dogs or something, or do you have a pet minimum, or how do you go about dealing with that with people with pets?
Yeah, generally speaking, Chris, we don't allow pets, but I will allow a small dog. Like I have a little Yorkie poo, something small, and they just pay a pet fee. I don't try to hit them in the head. I find if you have a small pet, so much damage they can do as long as they're taking care of the place. We're okay.
Yeah, because
definitely no bully breeds. No pet. before my dog lovers, but I had a pit bull for 10 years. I died. I cried when she died. She slept in the same bed with me. I can't allow pit bulls because I had a friend. Pit bull was up on the storm door, pushed the storm door open, went out there, ripped the lady's arm. 100 stitches later, $100,000 lawsuit. So you just can't mess with pit bulls.
Most definitely. All right. And so when people are looking into this real estate space, would you suggest, or have you seen in your experience, somebody to actually buy a house with an intention of the exit strategy of using this type of Section 8 type program?
Oh yeah, we do. Well, years ago, that is what I did because in my area, in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia, Section 8 pays pretty high. So I'm like, okay, if I'm spending 80,000, I know I can get 1,500 a month. Boom. That would be like worst case if I didn't get a lease option, right? Because you never know nowadays, a lease option, even if you do get that down payment, who knows if they're going to be able to pay?
You sure right about that. I got one late right now as we speak.
Good deal, Chris.
He's 30 days late. This is the second time around. He's going to be another late now. Like, come on, man. Work with me now. I'm trying to work with you.
Something, right?
Yeah, just throw some. I mean, work with me. I work with you. And he's been good. It's not that I want to kick him out or nothing, but, enough is enough eventually, right? You can't just let him live for free.
You're right, brother. It's part of doing business. What's the thing with the Section 8? I mean, the good thing about it is the majority of my tenants pay nothing or a couple $100s a month. The government subsidizes the majority of the rent. It's pretty cool.
Great. So when it comes to payments, do they just direct deposit that? Do they mail you a check, like mailbox money, people call it? How do they do the payments?
Yep. So the Section 8 department, you give them a canceled check and they just do direct the payment in your account. And then for the other part of the tenant, I just give them a bank account and they just take it in there. So I don't really see them often unless it's a repair.
Oh, okay. Great. So they do the direct deposit from the government. It goes in. Is it every first of the month or it varies depending on the person, or how does that work?
Every third. So we get a big old, because it's all clumped in one thing, and every city has their own direct deposit. So we get ours. It's not separated by house. If you have more than one house in one city, they'll give you a large deposit for them all, which makes it a problem too for accounting. But still, you got to kind of take the good with the bad, right? So.
Oh, it can be an accounting nightmare if you got 500 of them.
Yeah, if it's all coming in a big old joint, you got 7,000 coming in. How much is for 123 Easy Street? How much is for 409 Main Street? Shit. It could be a hassle when it comes to that. I will say, if it's all in one municipality.
Okay, great.
But so that's a good hassle.
Sure. Yeah, you got too much money coming in. I don't know what to do with all this money.
Good hassle.
I got so much money. I don't know what to do.
We're blessed. I want your people to have the same thing, Chris. That's what we want, man. That's why we created this thing, right?
So tell me more about this this course that you have that actually breaks this down step by step to show people exactly what to get into this type of the business.
Yeah, brother. Let me see if I got my little flyer here. Oh, you got the flyer? I can bring it up, or you can.
Oh yeah, I got something. Let me see. I always got something. Is this it, or you got something different?
That's it right there. Look at you, looking good.
Yeah, I was squared away like that, huh?
So that's right. So Chris, we're giving your people a deal here too. So the thing about it is the course is broken up into 4 steps. The first step is locating your tenant. This is where you're going to search on the internet. Where are these people hiding? Where are they looking? Where do they actually hang out and look for the properties that we have to offer? And we're looking for our ideal tenant. And that's an acronym that we'll go over in the course. Number 2 is screening your tenant. And this is the longest module. The module is made a total of 42 different modules. The screening your tenant, this is where you have to slow down and look for the telltale signs of an ideal tenant or bad tenant. We went over a few things earlier about the home visit and the length of years that they've been in their current place. Right? You don't want anybody. No, I don't want to message you if you're willing to move in a year. I don't got no time for you. And we've got Rodan Jackson. She's been a housing caseworker since 2001. And attorney Jessica Siegel helps us with screening our tenants because she does that heavily in New York. The third module is pre-inspection. So after you've chosen your ideal tenant, what do you need to do to get your property ready for that Section 8 inspector when he shows up? The worst thing you can do is try to cover up things, right? So it's a 3 or 4 page checklist that goes over your entire house. So you're going to walk through this checklist and go through room by room, checking it off so that you are ready when the Section 8 inspector shows up, and you'll pass the first time to get you quickly to your check. And finally, the fourth module is post-inspection. That's after you've passed your inspection. What do you do now? When do you move your tenant in? When do you sign the lease? How do you conduct the lease with the caseworker? Who turns the paperwork in? How do you know the tenant can move in? So Rosanna Rodan Jackson is giving us some support on this one as well. So the 4 modules, and you can skip around. Some people have already got a tenant. Now they need to get the inspection, and you can go right to that. But the screening is crucial. You got to screen properly.
Great. So this you would recommend this for somebody who already has been in a Section 8 business and they need to just clean it up a little bit, huh?
Well, the thing about it is, I was in it for years too until I got some. You know how it is, Chris. Until you get systems in place, man. You can't speed up, you can't scale it, right? So I could just give this to my guy. Look, go check everything, and I'm gone to the next property, as opposed to just walking through everything ready. I don't know. It's something about that mind to hand to paper. I don't know what it is that makes the mind calculate and makes things stick even more.
Most definitely. And so that's cool there. So I know you mentioned something a minute ago about doing the lease part. Do you already determine it's a 1-year lease, 2-year lease? Is that already predetermined before they do it, or how does that work?
Yeah, when we are screening tenants, and this is a skill that you're going to have to learn when you're screening these tenants, I already let them know that, listen, Miss Smith, we do 3-year leases. Is that a problem? Your posture is so important when you're dealing with these tenants. Your posture, because you don't know where they're coming from. They could be coming from the projects. They could be coming from a landlord that tried to abuse the privileges. They could be coming from a bad landlord. You don't know all the baggage that they're bringing with them. They're still good people, though, right? But some people try to abuse the system on our side, the landlords. So when you're talking to them, you have your posture. It's a whole training module on that too, about your posture. We do 3-year leases, Miss Smith. Is that okay? Do you have a problem with that? I just want to hear them say yes or no. You have a problem? Yes or no? No? Cool. Boom. That's how it is. And then we go write it up like that.
Wow. So you position yourself to get a 3-year lease right off the bat without having to think about it too much.
Off the top, yeah. They know it. 3 years. If not, don't even apply. Don't apply.
Great. And for those of you that want to check out this great package here, the link's in the description down below. Go ahead and click that link down there to get that get the whole package here from Chris. He's got everything you need, step by step, walk you through it. So this
step discount too now, Chris, for the Labor Day. The Labor Day discount will end tomorrow. So if your people want to get it, they need to get it within the next 24 hours.
Oh yeah, I forgot it is like half off or something, right?
That's right. The landlord's guide to Section 8 housing is going to be half off until November the 8th. I'm sorry, September the 8th. Good Lord.
We try to put us into November. So yeah, you got about 24 hours. Hit that link in the description of this video here. It's discounted for Labor Day special. This is something you can go study and learn. Now, if a person wanted to go learn all of this, about how much time you think it'll take them to go pretty much all of this material?
Oh shit, Chris. I've been doing it since 2007. The good thing about it is when you take this training, you're getting all that data compressed into 42 different training course modules. If you have to learn, it's going to take you years, because it's not like you're going to have 5 inspections your first month, right? You might have 1 inspection, then you got to wait a few months till you get another one. So shit, I've been over dozens of inspections we went through. I know exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, because I that's the thing I'm not too happy about, or like that dang on inspection, because I know they coming to say, oh, we found a little scratch. Oh, we found a little this or that. And I'm like, oh my gosh, come on, people.
That's just what they're looking for. Well, the good thing with the checklist. That's why you got the checklist, so before they get. And when they find out that you have taken pride and you're operating with integrity, that you went through the house already, they back up. They're like, you know what, this dude really does care about this. When they see that you're there now, when they see Chris there, and I'm not saying I'm better, worse, right, or wrong, but when they see me there, their guard gets down. They go in a little slower, a little smoother. They start talking more. And I'm telling you, nowadays, they just come in and they might not even open up all the windows because they know we've already checked them all.
Yeah, because that window thing could be a problem out here.
Man, that window's a beast. They got a lock. Screens got to be good. So that's all in your checklist, too.
Great. So that checklist can definitely make a big difference for people. Anybody have any questions about anything we're talking about? Be sure to drop it in the comments down there so we can answer your questions about anything we're speaking about here today.
Yeah, put it in the chat. Get your questions in there for this Section 8 housing, y'all. You got, man, this stuff is guaranteed income. Forget stimulus, forget all that unemployment stuff. This is happening every municipality in the country. Why not partner with the biggest, baddest business in town, the United States government?
Create your own stimulus, huh?
I'm telling you, Chris, I've been doing it for so long, man. And it's weird. People call me all the time, Chris. I'm my tenant. Then I got tenant issues. I got tenant. They're not paying. I'm like, then I suggest Section 8, and then they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. I'm like, well, I'm good. You calling me?
Yeah, because it's really something. We got about 50 people watching here across the platform live right now. If y'all have any questions, drop them in. Now, that's the other thing I wanted to talk to you about. So when people go in there and they decide, say if they want to leave early, do you just break the lease, or how do you do that?
Well, I have, trying to think. I've never had, since 2007, had a tenant wanted to leave early because we treat them like royalty. But if they do want to leave early, then you have to sacrifice 3 months rent. I mean, I highly doubt that they would want to do that, or I don't know. I guess they could, but 3 months rent or 2 months rent, I can't remember whatever's in the lease. But I don't have people breaking leases. Very rarely do you see that because they have to get recertified, reapproved to move. They don't want to go through that process.
It's a bunch of work on them, so they don't want to do it.
Well, not only that, they get recertified every year to stay where they're at, and then they have to verify. The caseworker is going to look at their income. Shoot, if they want to move and to do that twice in a year, that would be a hassle on them. Yeah.
Yeah, in fact, I think we had a deal like that a couple months ago. A guy had a Section 8 tenant that was taken off of Section 8 for going to get a job. She was taken off. So he was trying to get rid of the house. He's like, she's not paying no more, and the government's not paying. I got to get rid of this house. So, we helped him out.
That's something, Chris.
Dang, great. So let's see what we got here. I think we got a couple of questions in here. Miss Angie B. Angela Long says, how do we find where those incentives are for different areas of the country?
Yeah, in the course here, we show you how to locate every Section 8 housing department in the country. All it is a Google. I mean, you're just going to type in your city or your county/housing choice voucher program and then go down through there and get the phone number and give them a call. They're ready to take you. They're working from home. They're happy to talk to you. See, the thing is, I love Section 8 so much. It's kind of like I think about going to Disney World. When I buy a Coke in Disney World, it's $3-4, right? Whatever. But I can go get a Coke for some Walmart is 50 cents, right? So you got that specific tenant. They are on this system, right? So the demand is just through the roof. It's through the roof. And we are the ones that are generating the supply. Mm-hmm. I love it when there's more demand than there is supply, Chris. It just helps me sleep better at night.
Yeah, because I've been getting, because I put out these rent-to-own deals and they hit me up. Hey, you take vouchers, you take a voucher. And I'm like, why these people got these vouchers? What's this voucher thing?
Good for you. Are you taking them, Chris, or what are you doing?
No, I'm not taking any. I'm just learning it like everybody else. I've been doing straight lease options. That's my favorite exit strategy right now.
Down payment. Well, we'll see how. Well, the thing is, that's all I do. Lease options, Section 8. That's my two things. So it's like for some that I don't get a down payment or something, I'll just have Section 8 ride it out. But see, from my experience, lease options, they are great. They're great, but eventually you take it back and you redo it again. So.
Right. Makes sense. Let's see here. Nationwide says Section 8 standards here in St. Louis are low. I don't know. I guess it could be. Maybe. I know that it ain't enough housing. I know that because every time I put a house out, you take a voucher, and I'm like, no, I don't think you want to do that on this because the house need a little bit of work, TLC, and they ain't gonna.
You know what you can do with that, Chris? I've had tenants do the work. Be like, look, you can have this place if you want to do all the work. I won't charge you security deposit, but if you get it all done, Chris, I've lied to you not. Because here's the thing, these people, just because they're low income, doesn't mean they're not resourceful. So a lot of them have family members, friends, co-workers that can come in and do all this stuff for cheap. say you got $1,000 rent place, right? Mm-hmm. Say the work it would cost $2,000 to do, but they could get it done for $500-600. So they're gonna say, security deposit $1,000. I can get it. My cousin Joe can do this work for $400-500. I'm just talking, man. This is what I've done in the past.
So you can have them actually go in, fix it up to make it past the standards for the Section 8? Oh, my.
Done it. I have done it.
That's why I hang out with heavy hitters right here. That little nugget right there. Don't be telling me no stuff, Chris, because you know I'm going to go try it.
I know you are.
I'll try almost anything.
I've done it. With this, the one I'm thinking of, she was like, her friends worked. He was a super at an apartment complex. She's like her cousin or something. He came in, refinished the cabinets, fixed the wind. I'm like, man. And you know what? They're winning because they don't have to pay a security deposit. So I didn't care.
And they make it move in ready to pass the inspection, and you just put them straight on Section 8 and forget about it.
Man, I should have documented that one as it was putting together.
That's almost that's an extra strategy in itself. You know, I love this creative real estate, and that sounds just right up my alley. Really creative. Sure. Everybody else talking about it, and I'm like, I know a way to make it happen. And there you go. That's a good nugget right there.
Like you all day.
You know it. I'm like, what? I can do what? And I ain't got to fix nothing. Sign me up. No.
Think about it, Chris. You got what? 10 people call for your voucher. I bet one of them at least got a cousin that knows how to do some stuff.
I say, yeah, I might could take a voucher. This house need work. I mean, you got a way to get some work done?
Be quiet, right? Just be quiet.
Ask the question, let them tell me. Cool. Chris Jackson making it happen. What up, though? He says, what's the minimum bed count on a Section 8 rental, Chris?
There is none. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doesn't matter.
Wow.
Doesn't matter. As long as you got a bedroom. I have a friend that he specializes in 1 bedroom. So it's all about what you're looking to do. A big thing about it, Chris Jackson, is your mortgage payments. You know, when I was starting off, I had high mortgages, so I wasn't really making any cash flow. I was more thinking about the future. So I knew I had to get my rent in to cover my mortgages, right? But as I came up through the ranks, paid mortgages off, now I don't even try to push the rents. I'm like, if you get close to market, I'm good. But 1, 2, 3 bedrooms, Chris, it doesn't matter, my friend.
Cool. Have you ever seen one with like some ridiculous, like 7, 8 bedroom house ones and stuff like that?
Most I've seen is 5. You're talking about getting
$2,500, $3,000 a month.
Yeah, depends on where you at. I mean, a 2 bedroom is $1,500, $1,600 in Cali, so you don't know.
Dang, the cost of living. I know that's right. Jonathan Branch wants to know: does the purchase of the course go to the purchase of the specific Section 8 house? What? Does the purchase of the course go into the purchase of the specific Section 8 house? I'll answer that. No. So get that course. The link's in the description down below. If you want to get the course, go check it out. Click the link. You can look at all the stuff it comes with right on there, and it'll tell you, and you can get everything, and it's half off for the Labor Day special right now. So don't wait till it go up like everybody else do. They wait, procrastinate, then they be mad.
Chris, Jonathan, who you got following you, man? You gonna give you a house for $200. We're gonna give you a house too.
He gonna give you a house for $200. Dang, I done got them cheap, man. I ain't never got them that low, but okay. All right, so
Jonathan, you crazy, man. Come on, dog.
Tech lady telling us when it ends, so about 48 hours. All right, so don't delay though. The computer might glitch a day early. You never know.
Well, I couldn't. The computer says 9/9 is tomorrow. It counts down. It's 9/9 at midnight 9/8. So the computer doesn't understand midnight 9/9. So the computer is going to say at 12:01 9/9. Tech lady. So I hope you understand what that means. So it's like it'll go all day for the 8, but at that 1 second that it goes into the 9, it ends.
Most definitely. So let's see here. Yes. Good evening, Avery. What up? Let's see here. Learning is earning. Major nugget. Yeah, that was a major nugget. I'm actually going to use that, Chris. You think I'm not? You think I'm playing? I'm gonna let you know.
I know how you get.
Somebody gonna say you take a voucher on this raggedy house. I'm gonna say, well, can you get the work done to pass the inspection?
Guarantee you rent. You're not gonna get. But think about it, Chris. Say you get $3,000. What's your average down payment up there for an ugly one like that?
About 4 to 5.
So you get 45 down. So are you doing nothing to it?
Nothing. I've never. The only work I did to one house was spray for roaches one time. That's it. I don't fix on houses.
Okay, so let's say you do nothing and you do a Section 8 tenant. You don't get the down payment. Your tenant may stay longer. You might get a little more rent. Are you discounting your rents because of the work? Getting full rents?
They don't ask. I don't offer. You know, I'm like you. I ask a question. If they don't say, hey, can we do this or try to make a deal, I don't offer. I just say, this is what it is. I ask, what is the most you can pay for a monthly payment as far as, lease options are concerned. Mm-hmm. But as far as, Section 8, I guess it's already predetermined. So
Yeah. Well, yeah. I still, once again, lease options, Section 8. That's all I do. That's all
Yeah.
I do. Yeah. So I'm thinking, what with me, I've been doing it since 07, 8, right? Lease options. I remember one year I sold a house 3 times in a year, man. So the thing with lease options, you're just gonna have to. I don't know. Have you taken them back yet, Chris, or what?
Well, I had one guy that had to go ahead and move. He gave $4,000 down to move into a property, lived there about 5 months. He said, I got a job offer in Denver. So I let him out of the lease, no problem, and got $10,000 from the next person to move into the same house that I never did no work to.
Sure, you can't beat that one. You can't
That I
beat
bought
that.
for about $1,200, but don't tell everybody.
You know what? What I find, Chris, is a lot of people. I don't know. Let me ask you. They're nervous to do lease options because they think they're gonna lose the asset.
Yeah, and I'm like, what? If they cash you out, so you make an
They'll
extra
buy a new
30
one.
grand. What are you
But
worried
still,
about?
I'm just saying for the generally speaking landlord out there. They're like, I don't want to do lease option. They might buy the house.
Yeah,
This is just another.
yeah, and I know somebody that did that actually here in St. Louis. I told her, I said, go get that deal. It's a good deal. Because the guy was like, oh, like 2,500 down. The guy that was selling it, he was an investor. So she bought the property. And I'm like, sell it on a lease option. Don't go fix on it. She over there still fixing on it 2 months later. I'm like, man, you could have just lease option that thing, got your money back, and been cash for him by now.
Stop doing repairs, man.
They love to fix on them.
Yeah.
All right. The city of Tyrone say, with Section 8, do you still get a deposit plus that first month's rent?
Absolutely. Well, it's all negotiable, city of Tyrone. For us, like I was telling Chris, we'll do a discount on the security deposit if it needs a little bit of work, and they can do that. Sometimes the government will pay the security deposit. Like around here, gentrification is big, so they're tearing down the projects, right? So the government will pay the security deposit. They don't even have to pay it, right? So yeah, they'll pay it, and then sometimes they will, and then sometimes the tenant will have to pay it themselves. So it's up to you.
That makes sense. That makes sense. Nationwide, yep. I work on houses here in St. Louis. He's correct. Yep. Angela Long wants to know, is there a discount code? Yes, Angela, click the link below. It's automatic. I made it easy for you. Just click it and buy yourself a ticket.
Ticket to financial freedom.
That's right. Get out this rat race.
We didn't do a code on this one. We just set it up for our Labor Day special for you guys because I love you.
That's right. It's pre-set up. Just click that link in the description now. All right. It's called Sweat Equity. That's right.
Yeah.
Jonathan likes your jokes, it seems like. Let's see.
With that damn Jonathan, with that damn house for 200, I'm gonna come after you with that 200.
All right. He said he'll get this course and be an expert in someday. Yeah, you'll be an expert. Just keep studying, learn from the greats, and do it. Wouldn't you agree, Chris? How important is it to have good quality people around you, Chris?
Oh, shit, man. You know what's weird, man? Once I started getting millionaires in my cell phone, my income went up. Isn't that weird? Did it happen for you too? Like whenever I started getting these rich dudes in my phone, I call them up and I get an idea and we do something together. I'm like, I just made X dollars. Met another one. But before I had broke people on my phone, my income wasn't going up. So it is, I just think, man, the most important thing you can get from wealthy and successful people are their ideas. Just the ideas that they have.
I know that's right. Makes a difference. Let's see here. Oh Lord, I need to get into these lease options. I normally just wholesale. Teach me the ways, Sensei Chris and Chris. All right, let's see here. Got it. All right. Any other questions y'all have? Let's see here. Jonathan reiterating his question here. Wanted to know if the house needed other changes outside of regular construction because you're taking money from the government, like tenants requesting washers and dryers before they move in. They are allowed to do that here in Newark.
Okay, yeah. If you're gonna here's the thing. If the appliance is there, it has to work. But if you don't put it there, well, what we do is, I remember before I would always put washer and dryer. I'm like, I'm wash and dry. I got the good stuff. Now I'm like, look, you bring your own crap. Bring your own, because if it doesn't work, you fail the inspection.
I'm finna say that's what it looked like me. Another reason for me to not pass.
Another reason not pass.
I don't know about you, Chris, but I wasn't that good in school. So I'm like, I don't want no extra test.
Me neither.
I'm good at real life.
There you go. So don't do that, Jonathan. Yeah, construction. Yeah, man. I put as minimum in there as possible. Stuff can break. I'm just not that good, Chris. I mean, he would agree. I'm not that good.
Yeah, I mean, I know a guy. He used to ride the short yellow bus in school. He got about 40 rentals.
Wow. Good for him.
He was laughed at school, but this dude out here doing the business, baby.
Good for him. Good for
That's
him.
what I like to see. Success. No excuse, right?
Yep. No excuse.
And Nina's asking, do we have to furnish a stove and refrigerator in these units for it to pass code before Section 8 people can move in?
That's a good question. I think every municipality is different. I've always put refrigerator and stove in there in a hood. I've always had that in there. Now, whether you have to have that in there, I'm not quite sure, but you can check with your municipality. Just give them a call. Ask them, hey, do you have to have a refrigerator to pass inspection? Be quiet.
And she out in California, you know, they got all them extra rules out there.
Mm-hmm. You'd be surprised though. You'd be surprised in Cali. The demand is so high. They're begging people to put houses on there, man.
Yeah, and that's what it seemed like it is here. It's really like a national shortage of Section 8 rentals. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, big time. You put one up, Chris, you get 10 calls in a day, man.
Why haven't somebody just like converted a whole apartment complex or a whole, 50-unit building into just pure Section 8 only? Do people do that?
Let me tell you what happens when people do that. The tenants, I've had several people move out of those complexes into my private houses. Section 8 people, not say Section 8 people, but generally speaking, they have several dependents, and they would prefer to live on their own place as opposed to having a bunch of dependents around. So say you got Section 8 complex, right? Bunch of dependents. Bunch of dependents. So they're like, man,
it's everywhere, playground, dog, all kind of stuff.
Yeah, they want to get out of there. They want to get away from that. They don't like that.
So that kind of come back to what you said earlier about the guy that that only does one bedrooms. He don't have to deal with a bunch of people coming to the house. We know it's one or two people.
That's it. That's right, Mark. Yep, that's right.
And that's the kind of stuff I like. We don't want too much. But, if the number's right, you deal with the problem, right? Mm-hmm. So we talked about a lot of the good. What are some of the bad things you can come across in dealing in this business?
That's a good point. Yeah, the bad stuff is everything's 1098. You got to run it right. Every dollar you make is going to be reported. I mean, that you can take it or leave it for what it is. It's just a fact. You will have to have your property inspected every year. You may not get maximum rents out of this stuff, and if you got a bad tenant, you could be stuck with them for a year. So as opposed to evicting them immediately, I mean, we do have ways to get them out, but there are good and bad tenants in Section 8, just like there are in the private pay. You got to screen these people. If you don't screen them, you are looking for trouble. You're asking for it. Asking for it, man.
So you asking for a bad marriage, huh?
Bad and mad, bad. People call me all the time. Chris, I got this problem. You know how they call after the fact, right? But the bad part about it is really just the government. All they're going to do is guarantee the rent. If you have an issue with a tenant, like I had one time, lady just kept putting condoms and tampons down the damn sewer. So. That I called the Section 8 department. I'm like, can you help me? They don't get involved with any type of tenant landlord discrepancy. They don't want to hear it. So you have to deal with all that. And that's that tenant that I had to evict.
Wow. Eventually flushing tampons down the toilet. Good night.
You had that yet, Chris? If not, it's coming.
Not yet.
It's coming, my brother.
Not yet. I mean, we're going to come across some stuff, all it takes is a little bit of time and they'll tear up something, So when it comes to repairs, have you had a lot of people after they get into Section 8 program, one that call you all the time, hey, I got something else broke, hey, I need something else fixed, bugging you about that type of stuff?
Yeah, generally speaking, they're pretty cool. I've had since 2007, I've had one or two, but those I kind of give them, hey, we got a surprise. You want to? We know we agreed to 3 years, but we'll let you out in 2. So I let them out in 2.
We got you. We something came up new in our program. We let you out early because you're a problem child.
Yeah, man. You want to get rid of those. My thing is, Chris, I'm too old right now, man. I don't want no drama. I got 3 kids now.
And how do you figure out if a person is going to be a needy type tenant? I mean, do you kind of ask them that stuff early in front?
Well, I got a statement I use when they turn in the application, and I feel like they're giving me a hard time. I'm like, Miss Smith, I feel like you're going to be a hard ass to deal with. Are you? And I just be quiet. I feel like you're gonna be a hard ass. Are you? I feel like you give me a hard time. Are you gonna be a hard ass?
Oh no, I'm great, Chris. I'm gonna be the best tenant ever. I ain't gonna never call you for nothing.
I do that shit at first because I want to see if they're gonna back off me a little bit. I feel like you're giving me a real hard time, Miss Smith. You're gonna be a hard ass with me. I use those exact words, Chris. You're gonna be a hard ass because people like somebody be like, I want my stuff. Yeah, I'm gonna be that way. I know your intentions.
Because I always have to ask them, are you kind of handy? Like simple stuff, like things like that.
I like that.
I try to make sure, are you a handy type person? If something like simple fix, you ain't gonna call me for nothing. A button came off the knob on the stove or some silly stuff.
I like that. I like that one, Chris. Are you handy with stuff? That's a good one. I'd use that one too. I think that's a good one to use.
Yeah, you want to definitely be handy. So that's how we're gonna do it, yo. So if anybody does want to get the program, hit that link down in the description. It's gonna be expiring soon for the half off. And why should people get this, Chris?
Well, here's the thing. When I read that article last week about the CDC putting another moratorium, another keyword here, right, on top of the last moratorium that we have with the evictions, I'm concerned about the future of our real estate market. I'm concerned about the future of rents. I'm concerned about unemployment. I'm concerned about job loss. I'm concerned about businesses not being able to survive. And a lot of these tenants are depending on the income to pay us, right? Chris, I know you kind of relatively, I'm not saying that good or bad. I know you're kind of relatively new to the real estate world. The real estate.
I'm very new, Chris. I just hit my 2-year anniversary 7 days ago.
Congratulations. So in 2008, this thing happened, and I was like, I had my section. That's when I decided I will do this, and I took some bumps and bruises at first. So I wanted to show people, look, boom, 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 boom. That way you can get to the money a lot faster than trying to figure it all out on their own,
Right. So dealing with these Section 8s in the past, what kind of mistakes have you made and how'd you learn from them?
The biggest mistake you can make is letting the wrong people in. Then you're regretting it. You're getting calls all the time. People dirty. Oh my Lord. I had one lady just so nasty, brought roaches, just disgusting. That's going to be your worst tenant when you let them, when they slide through that screening process and you have roaches, they will tear your place all to pieces.
So wait a minute, they're going to bring the roaches with them from the previous place. Is that what you're saying?
I don't know if they did or not, but shit, they had them in my place.
They wasn't there before, but as soon as y'all move in, we got roaches all of a sudden.
Roaches, yeah. So that, and then this time, failing inspections, having to wait after you fail. It may take 2 weeks for you to get back on the list, on their schedule to get another inspection. So now with the checklist, you're going to pass because you got all the things that the inspectors are looking for. For me, it was time. And then after they pass the inspection, it would take me, what do I do to move them in? How do we get them in? So, because a lot of times your tenant, they don't know what to do. They're following you.
They following your lead. So it's up to you to be a good leader.
That's right. Good leader. That's right, Chris. Good leader. Your posture. You got to know what you're doing.
I know that's right. Great. And so I know you read and do a lot of stuff and study. What kind of books, podcasts, other resources do you recommend to help people get their mindset right to get into this entrepreneurship game?
Oh, man, you got to start with my boy, Patrick Bet-David. Go to valuetainment.com. Start with him. Get you some Jim Rohn in your life. Who else? Good gracious, man, I could go on.
Yeah, Patrick Bet-David is a heavy hitter. He's upper level. I don't know if an entry level person can handle some of that stuff, but it's like when you get to medium and ready to scale and you're trying to get some real money, go get you some Patrick Bet-David for sure.
It's weird. I don't know, I'm here in my life. It's hard for me to determine where people are and what they can relate to, right? So I don't know how far along we related. We're not cool, but I've talked to him several times. So.
What kind of person is he? Is he just like he is on a computer?
1,000, man. It's weird. My wife's like, Chris, you always on 10. I'm like, babe, if you knew the freaking people that I know, do you know what level these dudes are on? You know what I'm saying, Chris? I'm like, you think I'm on 10? I feel like I'm on like a 2. These dudes, huh?
We ain't doing enough.
Yeah, these dudes sleep 5 hours a day for months. You know, I mean, what are we doing? Boom, boom, boom. What are we doing? What do we got going on? All right, what's next? I'm like, I'm just trying to run my joint half as good as that, man. You know, where are we going? Who are we talking to? What's our next project? Man, and it non-stop. But anyway, man, I'm just saying that to say, Patrick Bet David, follow this dude, man. Just follow him, man.
Most definitely. Everybody give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share, tag somebody who wants to know more about this Section 8 rentals or anything in real estate. Kris Haskins is a heavy hitter.
Thank you.
Met him up in Chicago. You been doing any other traveling since this COVID-19 stuff or what?
I would like your family to pray for my family. I just found out I just got back from Alabama an hour ago, right? I drove there. My mother just got diagnosed with breast cancer. So if y'all could give us a prayer with that, stage 1. So I think everything will be fine, but just kind of shaky times right now. That's all.
Wow. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have her in our prayers because
Thank you.
Tomorrow ain't promised. We just saw what happened to the Black Panther.
There's something in it, Chris. Something.
Yeah. It just show you to take action now. Don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Don't think about it. Anything you want to do in life, do it now.
That's just why I drove 14 hours on Friday, Chris. I'm like, let me get in the car right now and take, because she had never met my son.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I mean, what is it, September? I'm like, damn, my mom never met my son. So I'm like driving 14 hours to get there because I don't want to put him on a plane, right? So just crazy times we're in, Chris. That's all.
I know, that's right. How is little Preston doing? Getting in trouble yet?
He's very loud. I didn't know.
He's gonna be a singer or a rapper or something. You're like, no, don't be a rapper now.
I hope my parents, I hope they're thankful for me driving a baby 14 hours. Driving by yourself with grown folk is one thing, but driving with a newborn baby, Chris, it was a little challenging to say the least.
Yeah, most definitely.
I'll leave it at that.
I know, that's right. Cool. Vanessa says, what is the last name? It's Patrick Bet David. Patrick Bet David, right?
Yeah. Just go to Valuetainment.
Valuetainment.com. Tell them Kris Haskins sent them. They're going to say, what?
You play that fool.
There you go. Cool. Anything else you want to share with the family before we wrap this thing up, Brother Kris?
Yeah, man. I want your people to take some action. I want them to choose a route as opposed to choosing no route. Even if you have a bad tenant, at least consider the Section 8 program. Because we have no idea. I promise you, I've been doing this thing since 2004. Nobody knew 2007 and 8 was going to happen. Here we are, fast forward 2020. Nobody knows the future of the economy. Right now, real estate's on fire. It's got only one way to go.
It's back down to earth.
One way to go, Chris.
It's on fire like we in right here next to us.
Yeah, fire right now. So my thing is, long-term investors, we think of what's the long play? Every time I'm talking to my boys, what's the long play here? Now, lease options are cool. I do those too. They're management intensive. You will have to buy and sell them. Keep doing it. Some will qualify, some won't. But the Section 8 thing, boom, boom, boom. This helped me pay off my real estate, y'all. So I'm not saying there are different ways. Every team in the NFL has a different coach. They've got winning strategies. Some strategies work for this team, may not work for the other team. So like Chris does his lease options, we do both. So just pick a strategy. Section 8 is one strategy that is guaranteed to work if you can manage it over time.
Yeah, most definitely. Because that one thing was the one thing stopping me from getting in a Section 8. I got to do repairs. I don't want to fix on no house.
Yeah, you don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I was the same way. I'm like, look, can you do the work? All right, I'm done.
That's right. I'm going to definitely give it a try and see if it works out. So take action, family. The link's in the description. Go ahead and hit that. It gives you that whole package there. Yep. Everything you need, step-by-step guide.
Yeah.
And you get a bonus. You get to meet some mentors. How does that go, Chris?
Well, he's there in my training. One of my mentors owns 300 doors. He went over how he screens his tenants. Oh, my goodness, Daniel. And then I interviewed a new landlord, so a Section 8 landlord. She's getting ready to list one of her houses on the Housing Choice Voucher Program. So you get to meet her too and find out all the hurdles that she's having to go over to get her house listed. And you get the Labor Day discount, my woke family. So it'll be done one day. After tomorrow, price will go up.
That's right. So do it now, not tomorrow, not the next week, not I'm going to remember. Go ahead, hit that link in the description. It's actually up at wokerealestate.com as well, and the marketing and resources page. You can hit it there or in the description of this video. So there's no excuse. So get it done, right?
Yes.
All right. Any closing statements you got for the family?
I'm glad you guys are taking time. Don't be like me. Try to do everything on your own. If you try to do it all on your own, it's just going to take you longer to get to the check. Why not? For me, I just chose to stand on the shoulders of giants so I can see over and see what's coming, see what the future it has in store for me, right? So I encourage you to do the same, and good luck to you.
Most definitely. That's how we do it. Kris Haskins. And how do people connect with you outside of this that might catch the replay later? So I kind of like that guy. He was kind of smooth. How do they connect with you?
Oh yeah, I'm IG and Insta, just Kris Haskins, just a regular everyday guy.
Kris Haskins on Instagram.
Yep, all that regular stuff.
Great. That's what I'm talking about. All right, Kris, I'm going to wrap this thing up here. I appreciate you. Thank you for coming on. All right.
Okay, my friend. Talk to you.
All right. And that's how we do it, family, right here each and every Monday night, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We bring some heavy hitters on. Sometimes we do some case or deal analysis where we go in and peel back the onion, lift up the hood, and show you all the moving parts on a complete deal, whether it's a wholesale deal, creative deal. If you like this type of content, give it a thumbs up, give it a like, subscribe. If you're watching on YouTube, bang that bell, get that notification. And we are also streaming live. The Woke Real Estate Podcast is on the Stitcher, SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Anchor, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and wherever you listen. Give us a 5-star rating on there as well. Don't forget, next week, we're going to be on with Mr. Alvin Tucker, Monday, September 14th, talking about Facebook marketing. That's going to be a great show. Alvin Tucker, we're going to have him on, and Facebook marketing strategist, killer. I got killers on the team. We bring them in. And then the 28th of September, we'll be on with Miss Ayla Melendez out of Texas, San Antonio, Texas, that is. That's going to be on the 28th, talking about learning the basics of dispositions. It's going to be a great show for you. And the 12th of October, we're on with Mr. Christopher Senegal. You might have seen him buying up whole blocks down in Houston, Texas. We're going to talk to him, a master developer. We definitely want to talk to him about what to do about gentrification. Do we complain or do we buy the thing up? Do we go out there and get into the game? You know, use these opportunity zones and everything else that's beneficial to us. If you're not using it, you sleep. We're going to break it down with him. That's on October the 12th, Monday Night Raw, real estate style. And let's see if we got any other questions or anything before we roll. Good stuff, you say? Good stuff. No problem. Good stuff. More good stuff coming. Dingy, good to see you. Also, I almost forgot the Woke Real Estate Investing Group on Facebook. Be sure to join that. We can get around other like-minded individuals talking about subject to, talking about lease options, talking about seller financing, and so much more. Join the free Facebook group called Woke Real Estate Investors. Check it out on your favorite social media site called Facebook. Everybody got a Facebook, right? Go join that group. Get around some like-minded people, and we'll do that like that. If you want to be notified of the upcoming streams as well, all you have to do is text JV to 31996. That'll get you on the list to be notified. You'll be notified of when we go live, and you get the free joint venture agreement. Just text JV to 31996. Also, this broadcast was brought to you by the Pinpoint Assist app. Manage your boots on the ground, manage your marketing sign campaigns, and so much more. Download the app on the iOS or the Android. It'll be coming out here in a couple of days, so I'm going to go ahead and start marketing it now, let you know it's coming soon. Go to pinpointassist.com for more information. Check it out. You'll be happy you did. Pinpointassist.com. Helps you out when you got people out putting these bandit signs and things and saying, I put them out. You don't know if they did it. You'll know if they did it if they use this app. You put your information right into the database, and you'll be ready to go. So that's how that works. All right. Thank you. It was great. No problem. Lucy, close deals. All right, prayers for the mom. All right, Max, gotcha. Let's see what else we got here. for the mom's complete recovery. Tech lady, thank you. He'll see that. And Angie says, man, you always bringing people that add massive value, Chris Monroe. This was another banger. That's what I'm talking about, Angie. Angie B buys houses. Good to see you here as well. So don't forget to follow me on all social media outlets at Chris Monroe STL. That's Snapchat, that's Twitter, that's Instagram, that's Facebook, that's YouTube with over 200 free real estate training videos. And if you follow me on IG at Chris Monroe STL, you'll see me do live seller calls, live buyer calls, live calls right there on Instagram. Go subscribe, follow, and check it out at Chris Monroe STL on all social media. A lot of people say, I can't find you. You're lying, man. You can find me. I'm easy to find. If you got a deal, you want to work a deal, you're working on a deal, shoot me an email, chris@wokerealestate.com, chris@wokerealestate.com. That's where you do that. Let's see here. Been considering Section 8 for my biz. We'll get this ASAP. That's right. And for those of you that just joined in, don't forget, go below. There's a link that says get Chris's deal right there. It's half price for Labor Day. Go check it out. The link's in the description. Click that, see if it's for you. If it's for you, get all the documents, give you the step-by-step how to locate the tenant, how to screen the tenant, the pre-inspection and the post-inspection. Get that Section 8 government money. The link's in the description below. All right, so give it a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. We'll see you on next week. Do what you do, be who you be, and I'll see you before you see me. Peace.
And we have and we have and we have Mr. I Stay Woke, and Mr. I Stay.
Today's broadcast is being brought to you by WokeSkipTracing.com. Look up phone numbers and email addresses with ease, with pricing as low as only 15 cents per match, not per search, per match. If there's no number or email address, you don't pay. Get accurate data in just minutes. WokeSkipTracing.com. That's WokeSkipTracing.com.